Hello and welcome. With this video, slideshow really, I'm attempting to show how I make music, put together a song on my DAW. DAW stands for Digital Audio Workstation. I choose to work with Mixcraft 8 Studio Pro for making my music because I find it has the most user-friendly interface, which made it easier for me to just dive in and go for it. Now for a short disclaimer, this video is not an in-depth how-to, but just trying to cover the basics of how I do what I do. So first on our to-do list is to get some sheet music for the song we want to do. In this case, I chose to use a song by Laura Fabian titled Tomorrow Does Not Exist. I did a little translating in purple here. From the music, we want to glean the information we need to get the DAW set up. First, we have a slow tempo, which is Adagio. It's at 52 beats per minute. The song has a 2/4 time and is written in D minor. And we're going to start with two different instrument tracks, piano and vocals. Remember this. Now we are ready to open Mixcraft and set it up. When we open Mixcraft, you will be confronted with a box for new project settings under Instrument Tracks. We will set that to 2, one for the piano and one for the vocals. We will add some more later. The mode is set to beats, as this will tell me what measure I'm on, the numbers across the top of the screen there, and tempo is set to 52, key is set to F, more on that in a bit. Our time signature is set to 2/4. Hit OK. This is the next screen to come up. In the upper left corner, you will see that we have 2 tracks. By default, they open as a generic piano. By clicking on the keyboard next to the mute button, it will open up a menu of all the instruments loaded in my program. Here I have chosen Pianissimo, which is a name of a plugin for a Steinway concert grand piano. And for the vocal part, I have chosen an English horn. By right-clicking next to the yellow flag, I can open up an instrument track, the light blue area you see there. It will be about 2 measures long, and I can grab the end of that and I can pull it across to whatever length the song is going to be. At the bottom of the screen, I will click on the Sound tab and then on the Score button. As you can see, it opens a window with blank music score for me. I've also clicked on the little pencil icon, which is what I will use to fill in the notes. As you work your way across, you will see a flat and a sharp symbols, as well as notes, whole note, half note, quarter note, etc. Just choose the one that you want and click where you want it to go on the staff, and it'll put it there. So time to break out the sheet music. For now we can ignore the top staff because that is the vocal part. Here you can see I've entered notes. Now back to why I entered F as the key. In music you have what is called a relative key. This means that they each use the same signature on the staff. In this case, a single flat for each staff. Because the program doesn't give you the option to put in minor keys, I put in F major because it shares the same signature. Now we can hit the play button and hope everything is in the right place. Now back to the sheet music, and this time we can ignore the bottom 2 staffs because they were the piano part and we already got that done. Add the vocal notes the same way you did the piano and press and play and see if you got it right this time too. Now is when the fun part starts. Time to add some of your own stuff. Time to break out the MIDI controller keyboard. A few things to note in this screenshot. First, I've changed the colors on the track. This just gives me a visual of what is playing what part. You will notice the piano part, red, is 2 different shades. If I would hover my pointer over a track, a white line will show up down the middle of it. This is the bass volume for that track. Now if I click my mouse button, it will leave a dot on that line. By moving the dot up or down, we will increase or decrease the volume of that track. I wanted it louder during the solo parts, thus the high areas of dark red. Next we will notice there's 2 vocal tracks here. What I did here was to left click on the English horn track, select duplicate track, then change the second track to be played with the synthetic voice synthesizer, just to add more body to the vocals. Now, to compose my own part, I added a 4-track here, and selected the cello as the instrument to play this part. Take note that the track is highlighted, and the red arm button is lit up. This means that my MIDI keyboard has control of this track. Now when I hit the record button, the song starts to play. Then whatever I play on my MIDI keyboard will show up as notes on the score for that track. Woohoo, that was fun. Now let's see what it sounds like. I've muted everything except the piano and the cello track here, since I already completed the song before I started this video. Next, we are going to add a second chair cello part in the same way as we did the first. Now we will take a listen to that. I liked that, but wanted a little more body, so I duplicated it twice and added a violin and a double bass, an octave above and 1 octave below respectively, which I can choose when I choose what instrument plays that track. Time to mix the tracks. In this photo you will see I have opened a master track and that I have 2 effects on it, a reverb set to medium hall and a limiter set to master CD. These will affect all tracks. The reverb makes the music sound like it's being played in a medium-sized hall, and the limiter keeps the volume from what is called clipping, basically going out of bounds, which would cause distortion. To the left you will see I have also opened up the mixer. This gives me control of volume for each track as well as some basic equalizer adjustments. So after we've played around a little here, it's time to see what the finished product sounds like.